Hey there. Just want to start off by saying I am a Bubba Wallace fan, and I follow him super close. I have ever since he was in the 43. That's how I came to like him, because the 43 is my favorite car. Richard Petty was my dad's favorite driver, and anybody who sat in that seat, I liked. I picked up Bubba. I like underdogs. That's what I like to root for. And he certainly wasn't an underdog when he was at Petty Racing. All the stuff that's gone down, I just want to say a few things about it. Today, Larry Mack really pissed me off on Sirius XM 90. And I really hope I get a chance to call in and talk to him about it. Larry Mack said today that he thinks that Bubba should follow the example of other minority drivers and keep their head down and not make a big deal about their race or sex, and that's the way to go. So he said, keep your head down, don't make it an issue. And he he also criticized Bubba for his interviews or statements after Bubba won at Kansas, using that as fuel for what he said. And he said multiple times that the first thing Bubba said when he got out of his car was something to the effect of, silencing his haters, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. A few things about that. Number one, he's factually wrong. Go watch that video. Bubba spoke for about 20 solid seconds about who he was thankful for, his team, his sponsors, all the people that have been supporting him throughout the season and throughout his career. He has been the subject of absolute bullshit every goddamn day since he got into NASCAR. Every day. Why? Because he's done something awful on track? No, that just happened this week, and everyone is so excited to kick him out of NASCAR. They wanted him out of NASCAR before he did that, and we all have to wonder why. So Larry Mack, here's the deal. You're inaccurate about your description of what he said and did. You've used your inaccurate perception, which I don't know where you get it from, to fuel a thing that says he should be keeping his head down about his minority status, what have you, which he rarely says anything about ever, except for when people were being killed in the street, unarmed by cops at a fairly regular rate. At that point, after racing under Confederate flags for his entire fucking career, Larry Mack, he actually had the balls to say, you know what? That's kind of bullshit that I have to go to work with a Confederate flag flying in my workplace when I'm a black man, okay? So you're keeping your head down and, being nice and being super corporate. And this is the way that minorities are supposed to roll. This is the problem, Larry Mack. You are the problem, Larry Mack. You need to think about and look at yourself, Larry, about what you expect from minorities and women that you don't expect from white men like you, Larry, okay? And like your heroes, like the people you love, the people you have built this sport, all the white men who have wrecked each other intentionally, jumped out of their cars with all their gear on, been in huge brawls, full team brawls, people who ended up with bloody faces after their fights, people who have long premeditated, full-on wrecks in this sport. But they were white men, weren't they, Larry Mack? That's who they were. This thing that happened at Vegas was not cool. It's not good. And I support the fact that he should have a suspension, if that's the way that's going to be done from now on. If someone else wrecks someone intentionally, which has happened over and over and over and over and over and over again in this sport, without any suspension, if this is the new thing we're going to do, then that's cool. I totally support that. I don't like this kind of bullshit. So if that's the way that's going to be, then that's fine. But all these people online, all day, every day, calling him Bubbles, calling him a chimp, all day long, millions of people. When he won his race, did they give him credit? No. They said they call him a token. They call him a token trophy. They say he doesn't belong in NASCAR. They say he sucks. They say he's horrible. He gets this all day long, every single day. You have no idea what that's like. None. And when Larson used the N-word and had to serve his suspension because he used that word in public, okay? When he served that suspension and he came back, Bubba Wallace gave him grace on that. When he had his first win at Las Vegas, where I was watching that race, Bubba Wallace went to victory lane, shook his fucking hand, Larry Mack. That's not enough for you? You don't think that's keeping your head down? He went and shook his hand, congratulated him, and gave him grace. Well, you know what? In that turn, I think it was turn 4 in Las Vegas, Bubba Wallace had the line. Bubba Wallace was ahead. Kyle Larson fucked up. And he destroyed Bubba's race. Should Bubba have reacted like the way he did? No, probably not. Did the history all of a sudden flash back and Bubba immediately had a rage out freaking moment and went there? Should he have done that? No. Is the suspension right? Yes. Keep his head down. Think for half a second about what you're talking about before you say it. I lost tons of respect for you today. You not only mischaracterized what Bubba did, you used it then to give the advice that, of course, all white males have for all black men, to keep their head down, keep themselves quiet. Let me have my flag. Let me have my loser, traitor, garbage fucking flag rolling around in your workplace. That's what you said today. We need some consistency on this stuff. We need some self-reflection on it. Self-reflection. You need to reflect, Larry Mack, about your prescriptions for minority and female race car drivers. How they're supposed to be, how they're supposed to show up, which does not include all the things that all your white male heroes in this sport have done over and over and over and over again. Bubba Wallace is a great race car driver. He's proven himself. Did he have a mistake? Did he have rage out? By the way, one thing I want to mention as well. When he went down to see Kyle Larson, who is a man, by the way, and a man who has made his own mistakes, and a man who's a freaking amazing race car driver and knows what he's doing. A man. He's not a boy. He's a man. Bubba went down there. He took his helmet off. He left his gear behind him. Kyle knew he was coming. And he shoved him. Yes, he did. He shoved him, I don't know what, 2-3 times? He shoved him. Did he throw a punch? No. Have many NASCAR drivers thrown punches? Yes. Yes, they have. Have they bloodied each other's faces and noses? Yeah. Have people run through the infield and chased each other into their trailers? Yep. Have they had family brawls? Have they had team brawls? All this has been part of dirt track racing, grassroots racing, NASCAR racing. Have at it, boys. That's their slogan, for Christ's sake. What makes Bubba so special that he should be kicked out of the series or out of the season or anything for what he did? Ty Gibbs could have killed people with no safety equipment, no car around them. What, 2-3 weeks ago? In a moment of rage, in a moment of hot-headedness, when he saw the red mist and he did that and people with no protection whatsoever are around when that happened, that easily could have been fatalities, easily, much, much more easily than in this car. Did he get a suspension? No, he did not. So I think you need to think about it, Larry. I think you really need to think about it.